Someone in the cockpit of a TransAsia Airways flight apparently made a Mayday call because of an engine problem shortly before the plane crashed Wednesday into a river in Taiwan, killing at least 31 people. The male voice on a recording of radio conversations between Air Traffic Control and TransAsia Airways Flight GE235 says, GE235 Mayday, Mayday, engine flameout. The recording was verified by liveatc.net, which records air traffic control feeds around the world. It is unclear whether the man was a pilot. The passenger plane clipped a bridge and plunged into a river in Taipei, according to the island's official news agency, CNA. Rescuers scrambled to pull survivors from the submerged wreck of the ATR-72 twin-engine turboprop aircraft, which went down shortly after takeoff from the Taiwanese capital. 58 people were aboard the flight when it veered out of control as it flew to Kinmen, off the coast of the Chinese province of Xiamen. The total: 31 confirmed dead, 15 injured and 12 missing, officials said. The search and rescue effort continues. 2 other people, who were in the car on the bridge that was clipped by the wing of the plane as it went down, also were injured. The plane's cockpit crew were among those confirmed dead, authorities said. Crews have recovered the aircraft's black boxes, CNA reported. The flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder, which is designed to retain all sounds on a plane's flight deck, were found in the tail of the plane. Hang Xiang, the executive director of Taiwan's Aviation Safety Council, told the news agency. The flight data recorder stores a vast amount of information about the aircraft's performance, including airspeed and cabin pressure. Former ADR pilot, plane likely gliding. A pilot who once flew ATRs for American Airlines said it looked like the plane was gliding when dash cam video from several angles captured the moments of the crash. Stephen Frederick pointed to the position of the nose, slightly down, and the wings, level. As it gets closer to the highway, there's a change in the pitch attitude position of the plane and it appears the aircraft left wing stalls, or loses lift. That's what causes the dramatic turn to the left, Frederick told CNN's The Situation Room with Wolf Blitzer. It's what causes the aircraft to come down more forcefully and crash. The plane was 3 miles (5 kilometers) from the airport, Frederick said, at a point where the pilots should have been able to continue with the flight even if one engine failed. The distance indicated to him that the engine problem occurred well after takeoff. It appears that it could have had a single-engine flameout. It could have had a dual-engine flameout, he said. Those are things we're going to learn. The left propeller was also set to a position for flight, rather than to a position for an inoperable engine, he said. That could have caused drag and prompted the left wing to stall, CNN aviation analyst David Southey said. Pilots normally before a flight will turn on a system that automatically adjusts the position of the propellers, the experts said. Plane clips highway dash cam video captured the moment the plane hurtled out of control above the city's Nanhu Bridge before crashing into the Keelung River, just after 11 a.m. local time 10 p.m. at. CNA reported that the pilot appeared to try to control the plane as it descended, but the aircraft's wing grazed the overpass, clipping a passing taxi. The two people in the taxi were injured but are in stable condition after being taken to a hospital, CNA said. News agency reported on the efforts of one father who was injured in the crash. The man, who was not identified, was aboard with his wife and one-year-old baby. The father, upon learning that his wife and child had been sent to separate hospitals, rode a bike to find his wife and baby, CNA said. The wife and baby are injured but did not suffer life-threatening wounds, doctors said, according to the news agency. The father was barely injured. Rescuers in lifeboats pulled survivors from the water and the wreckage. Some passengers appeared to be wearing life jackets as they waited their turn to board rescue boats. The military said it had 165 personnel and numerous vehicles nearby to assist rescue efforts if required. TransAsia Airways apologizes hours after the crash. TransAsia Airways CEO Xiamen extended a deep apology to the victims and our crew. He said 31 of the passengers aboard the flight were Chinese tourists, including 3 children. 22 were from Taiwan, including 1 child. The airline had sent the passenger manifest to authorities, and families were confirming the identities of the deceased, he said. Airline staff have been dispatched to hospitals to help families and the injured, as well as the taxi driver and passenger who were also receiving treatment. Some were also going to Xiamen to assist to Chinese travel agencies, Chen said.